Okay, so it's been a while since I've streamed, and today we're going to roll some tubes. And it's not necessarily something I've done before on my channel, but I am an audiophile. I have 3 stereos, and one of them is a 1968 Pioneer. It's all vacuum tube powered, obviously. It has 15 tubes, I believe, and we're gonna find out. I ordered these tubes off eBay. We got some 7/8/6/8s. We got I think these are 6AN8s, and I believe these are the power tubes. These are actually Mullard rebranded, I believe, but we'll find out. Or Telefunken. I'm not really sure. So I'm just going to take a moment here to post this out onto the internets. So copy video URL, and we'll get started. So I'm live on YouTube. Okay, post this there. Maybe do some posting to friends here. So, okay. All right, so let's take a look at these tubes. So I'm not really sure if you should not touch tubes, but I think after 50 years, you know, the dust can accumulate from fingerprints, the oils from your fingers. So I'll be careful, try not to touch too much of the glass so the dust doesn't accumulate. So what do we have here? The name is funny. These came from Canada, so it says Corvette. And guaranteed electronic tube. Doesn't even tell you which type it is. Oh yeah, here it is. 6AN8. And I believe these are the preamp tubes. So that's the preamp. And then those were not expensive. Those were, of course, these are new old stock, right? So new old stock versus newer production. What's my opinion? I don't really have any. This is actually the first time I've replaced vacuum tubes in anything. But from the research I've done, even though the newer reproduction or reissues of Mullard, and Softtech, Tung Sol, they all come from the same factories. But from what I understand, the old stuff lasts longer than the new stuff. So even though it costs more to purchase and it's harder to find on eBay, which seems to be a pretty good source for vintage stuff, it's probably worth the money. So this is a pretty expensive power output tube. It's a 7/8/6/8, and it's actually General Electric. Sorry, can't quite get this in focus, but I might have to move out of the way for you to see it there. And all right, so I think what I'm going to do first is try to do the power tubes, and I'm just going to point down the camera towards the unit here. So it's down here. Let's see if we can get this down. Okay, so down there, I'm going to have to carefully remove. So this receiver here, it only has one aux input, and so what I've done is added like a cheap $10 input switcher, which is actually kind of handy because this way you don't have tons of things connected to the back of the receiver. And I've forgotten how heavy this thing is. I wonder if I should just... Okay, so that is the... I've disconnected the antenna. And this thing has gone through many repairs. Okay. So we got this thing sitting out. I think I'll reconnect the radio antenna because I'm going to want to test the tuner. And the tuner is kind of, it's a real pretty unit. You know, as you can see, it's a silver face. I'll turn it on for just a second because I don't want the tube to get hot. It's, you know, it's made in an era of analog. And to tell you some history about this unit, it's from 1968. It's based on the SX-800A, which is a unit that, let me find a screwdriver. Well, do I really need a screwdriver? Probably just use a quarter. Yeah. So this, the 2000 was never really sold in the United States. It's a unit that was only available to military service personnel overseas. Oh, okay. A coin is not going to cut it because I used a screwdriver last time to take this apart. Be right back. Second here. Yeah. All right. Trusty flathead screwdriver. And so this unit probably came from Vietnam and was hand delivered to the U.S. by service personnel. And, you know, 50 years later, here it is. Okay, I can't find my magnetic tray, but that's no big deal. We're only 4 screws. And, yeah. Fun stuff. It's pretty heavy. It's about easily 35 pounds, if maybe 40. Actually, it's got to be closer to 45. Who am I kidding? Because it's just about as heavy as a 40-pound box of kitty litter, I'd say. And let's tighten here. So what do we got? We got all right, sorry for that. Let's get a better look in here. All right, not too bad. Let's zoom in here. So those guys up there are the power tubes, and the capacitors have been changed. I'm not going to show you the underneath the board, which is all point-to-point wiring. These guys here, these are mostly all of the tuner stage tubes. So it's only a 2-gang setup, and the AM section is believe it or not 3-gang. So and up here, those two up front, those are 12AX7. They go for they are for the phono stage, and I'm not sure where the preamp tubes are, but we're going to find out. And I might as well show you the schematic. So let's see. I know I have it over here. So yeah, here we go. So the schematic, which is pretty important to download. In reading the schematic, what I found is that the V1, V2, that's how I sort of traced the tube complement, and here we get into the tuner section, and you see that there are many tubes associated with that. So 4 power tubes, 2 preamp tubes, that's 6 tubes, 2 phono stage, that's 8, AM, that's 9, and so the remaining of the 15, which is 6 tubes, are dedicated to the tuner section. So again, the smaller tubes were not expensive. And I bought every tube except for the 12AX7s, which are very popular. It's probably the world's most popular consumer tube. They still make them for guitar amplifiers, and so vintage ones are very expensive. They're new old stock Mullards are going for $150. Telefunkens $100. I'm trying to go after some Amperex ones, and it seems like the going price is around $50. So I'm gonna have to smartly bid on eBay for that. But for now, let's get into changing these tubes. So all right, looks pretty good. I actually like kind of repairing things this way because I can see it on my huge monitor, which actually this is my setup basically. It's like hello. All right, back to business. So we got some giant output transformers there, one for each channel, and the power source transformer. I guess I don't need gloves for these guys. They're cool to the touch, obviously, but because these tubes may be reusable, and I don't really want to get fingerprint oil on them because I believe it attracts dust. I don't think it'll shatter the glass as it heats or anything like that. But yeah, I'm gonna just don a latex glove and gently remove the power tubes here. You can't really tell, if the tubes are gone or not. It's just a matter of putting these on a tube tester. And sorry, I can't get the focus in, but all right, there's tube 1. And they do look pretty similar, so right. I don't know if you can get a shot of that. Yeah, they look pretty identical. It's curious that there's no silk screening on the old one here, but yeah, these new ones, these are. The whole set for 4 was $200. Sorry, let's get in there. No, I'm not getting the focus. All right, sorry. Let's pop this baby in, shall we? And it's nice to have a lot of working light so you can see what you're doing. All right. A little scary, but all right. So these guys have some markings on the top. What does that say? Something USA. Just says 7868 USA. So who knows? Maybe they're from the same factory. But what was I going to say? These were matched. You see this. You see the specifications. This is not the original box, but you see that the seller, who did a very nice job packaging these, by the way, has tested them all. So, and you can see the output results there. So, just going to get in, start replacing tubes. Let the tube rolling begin. All right. And I think what I'm going to do is, the reason why I'm doing this is because the left channel just is dying. And so I know it's either the preamp or the output stage tubes. And I might as well see how it sounds with just the one set. You have to be careful not to bend the pins as you get these in there. It's a little difficult to see. All right, it feels like it's in there. I want to gently massage that in. All right. Actually, these do look the same. It's funny. So these are GE, General Electric. I noticed the ones on the left are just totally different. So at some point, some of the tubes were replaced, some were not. I noticed that some of the tubes in here, when I was in here before, they were, I should probably erase the, get some more light in there. I can't. Okay, let's do this. 1600, nice. Okay, that should be better. And were original because like they were made in Japan, Matsushita Electric Company. And you know, Japan hasn't made vacuum tubes in a very long time. As you may know, there are only 3 factories in the world that make vacuum tubes: Russia, Slovakia, and China. So, all right, tube number 3. And, you know, this is your classic. Let's see. Make sure the pins are not bent. These are nice fresh tubes. All right, get in there. Okay, checking the alignment of the pins. Oops, I got one a little bent. It's not good. Wow. There we go. It seems to me that it makes much sense to you know, there's a pin missing here, right? And what you want to do is get these 2 pins in first, and then sort of lay in the rest. So it's probably not a very exciting video, but we're gonna have some music soon. I don't know if anyone's watching or not. All right. Last tube for the power section. All right. All seated. Okay, let's fire this baby up and see if it blows up on me. I'm going to zoom out and pull this back so we can see the receiver in operation. Oh, it sounds nice. Beautiful. Well, Okay, so before I was having this problem with the balance. And it's pretty much the same. So it wasn't the power tubes. These power tubes were okay, but... Alright, we're going to have to hunt down the... It sounds great, right? We're going to have to hunt down... Probably should not be touching the switch gear with my gloves on. I should change my gloves, but... Alright, so let us find the... Where are these things called? 6AN8s. Alright, they're probably these guys, I think. So let's get back in there. So right over here, I'm thinking that's it. I mean, they are labeled, so make it a magnifying glass and what we have here. 6AN8, that's it. All right. So we're gonna grab these two. I think these are new old stock. Let's see. This is an RCA. And this guy is Sylvania. Oh wow. So they don't even match. These are kind of vintage. They're definitely not the original tube. American made. That's pretty sucky. But yeah, we're going to power it up with the Corvette, which is actually a rebrand of Mullard, I believe. So, okay, nice, and hopefully this will take care of the problem. Wow, this box is like mint, totally mint. People pay money just for the boxes. It's crazy. All right, come on out of there. Down. Good Lord, Darren. Don't want to rip this box, but... All right, technical difficulties. I just have to get in there with my... There we go, finally. Cool. Pins are good. This one's a pretty tight fit. Okay, shall we fire this up? Ooh, I saw a little flashing there. Okay, I see glowing. That's unfortunate. The left channel is still completely out. Yep, we have an in-op channel. Huh, okay. So my problem got worse, not better, in that the left channel is completely out. It could be just a problem with the lubrication of the potentiometer, but I'm going to have to rip this thing apart, which is probably not what you guys want to see. Oh yeah, it's totally out. It could be the tube socket. It could be a lot of things. So, actually that's funny, I heard some noise. Well, this is Corvette. Let's grab this. The RCA was the one that was in that socket. So, but let's try and switch channels. And maybe what I'll try and do here is seat it up a little bit in case it's a poor connection on the socket. Well, all right. Unfortunately, we have, let's see. Doesn't seem to be switchgear. All right. Well, unfortunately, that did not address the issue. I'm going to have to test resistor values underneath the board and take it from there. But all right, well, it's been fun, guys. Sorry that we did not. Well, I'm sorry for myself that we did not get to the bottom of this. But taking this apart is a little bit more than I bargained to film here, and I'm going to have to do that another time. The point-to-point on this thing is ridiculous. It's basically looks like a rat's nest. But I hope you had fun, and I'm gonna sign off now, and catch you later. Thanks for joining. See ya.